we've already got one in the comments. So if you can hear me, please say hello. Don't be scared. We don't bite. Well, Lynn does, but I don't. So
Never know
as
about
you
me.
can see, no, she's a kicky girl, Linny.
Oh, I am.
Oh, you dirty dog. Right, we're joined by Robert tonight. He is part of our team now. He's a lovely soul. How are you, my darling? What time is it in Australia?
It is just coming up to 7 a.m.
Wow.
7 a.m. Jesus Christ. Mother of Mary.
So it's like 11 hours behind us, isn't it?
Yep.
I think we're 9 hours ahead.
Right.
We're into Friday at the moment.
Oh, so you've bet us to the weekend. Right, I'll fill out with you. Hiya, Yvonne, how you doing, love? So
Hello,
hi. So how's everybody's week been? All good?
Been amazing. It's been amazing. I've had a good week. Yeah, and I had a really good ghost story tale on Sunday night. It was very good. That was nice. That was really good.
Check you.
Yeah, I'll tell it to you one day. I'll tell you the story.
Oh, I love when you tell me the stories. Oh, actually, I'm going live. Oops, I've deleted Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment, thinking that it wouldn't have went live, but it has. Yvonne says, I am good. Hope you're all good. We are good. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yay.
So it's a good feeling day. So tonight, guys, I thought, why not look at different cultures' beliefs in the paranormal? Now, I will say a strong viewer's discretion is advised. Our opinions are our own. We will be very, very respectful with what we talk about. We are not making fun. We're not poking any bears, but we're just looking at how different cultures have the beliefs in paranormal. Now, I have worked with a lot of paranormal investigators. Hiya, William, how you doing? And I have seen that there is a lot of places in America that are still not good with the paranormal. There is a lot of places in the world, there's different cultures' beliefs if you really look at it. Now, I'll bring up one, the Asian cultures. Now, in Japan, the Yuri are vengeful spirits of the dead. I'll get my teeth in, folks, don't worry. While in China, the hungry ghosts are souls with unfulfilled desires. In Thailand, children are taught to chant protective spells and wear amulets to warn off ghosts. Now that's what I learned about the Asian cultures. That's what their beliefs are in. And I know our Linny is sitting with a part for a sign saying spending a penny, be back in 2 minutes. But apart from that, she has done a wee bit of research. So Lynn, what did you find out about?
I can just fill in the S in. They are done. There's my sign.
Oh, so you're out for lunch. You're back in 2 minutes. Not a problem, Ducky.
Right, so what I've been, just basic things really. And first of all, I was looking at Christianity to start off. And it looked into resurrections and Judgment Day and heaven and hell, purgatory. It went through the middle because it changed. It changed all the way through to Middle Ages. Then it went into the Protestant. And the conclusion that I read up on this, which, you know, each to their own. And it says, in conclusion, the significance of ghosts in Christianity has evolved over time with different interpretations and beliefs held by different denominations, and whether seen as evil spirits, the souls of the departed, or the product of the imagination. The concept of ghosts continues to be source of fascination and mystery for many Christians, which is quite true. And then I haven't done loads of it, but I looked into Islam. Now, Islam, it says about Islam, it says ghosts is in the Islamic faith can exist in the form of jinn. Now, we've all heard of jinn, haven't we? It's like an energy, a spiritual energy. Jinn are created from smokeless flame and have free will. Now, when I read that, I thought, do you know what? You know, the amount of times that I've been to different paranormal events and they've used the smoke. Because it's a kind of like, it can draw out things, or is it, is it your imagination? Are you seeing things? But when you dozens of photographs of that thing that's coming up, some of it's very, very interesting. So, and the Quran also mentions jinn, and they are often portrayed as mischievous or malevolent beings that can possess or harm humans. However, Islam teaches that seeking help from jinn or trying to communicate with ghosts is forbidden, as it is considered a form of shirk, or unassociating partners with jinn. So the conclusion of Islam is, in conclusion, the significance of ghosts in Islam is closely tied to the Islamic belief regarding the afterlife and the existence of jinn. While Islam teaches that the soul does not remain on earth as its ghost, the concept of ghosts and spirits has played a significant role in Islamic culture and folklore throughout history. So whether this upsets people, I don't know, but really, it's all this. We all got very similar beliefs.
I'm just going to quickly jump into the comments. Now, Yvonne loves gin and tonic. So do I. I don't even drink anymore, to be fair. William says you'll have to have a live show every day of the week to cover the subject of culture in the paranormal world. You better believe it. Noreen, baby! Woo! Noreen! Hi, Nicola. Hello, Chantel. Hello, Jacqueline. How are you all doing? Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, all.
So, Lynn, carry on.
Well, that's all I've got on that. But what I'm saying is, when you actually look into the cultures of different beliefs and religions, because there's that many different ones, I was just like, wow, it's just unbelievable. The amount that people around the world believe in. But when you actually look at it, it all comes down to that spirit, that energy. And what they believe, or what they've been taught to believe about this energy. So, then it goes down to your families, doesn't it? It's what the family's been brought up to believe, and what's passed on to you. So even if you lived in a country with all the same beliefs, wherever you are in that country and how you've been brought up suggests that that's what your belief's going to be, unless you decide that you want to do something else. It's brought up into you, isn't it?
Well, that's why I picked this subject, because I find it really interesting. I love cultures. I'm not going to lie, folks. I love cultures. See, if I see somebody that is a different culture for me, I've got about 1,001 questions, because my brain's always wondering, what's your culture like, blah, blah, blah. I'm fascinated with accents as well. So, obviously we've got Robert for Australia. I know a good bit of Australian.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to come to you, Robert, right? From an Australian's point of view, What's their beliefs in the paranormal?
Well, personally, I'm all for it. We actually were stuck down in New South Wales at one point in time, and we got taken in by a very devout Christian, and we told him that we did things like ghost hunting, and he said, "Well, I am a very devout Christian, and just don't talk about it, and we'll be fine." So he was of the belief that ghosts aren't supposed to be communicated with and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. So we shut up about it basically for the time that
I-
we were there.
I can imagine. I mean, if you look at the ancient Egyptians, now you just look at them, their afterlife was very important to them. The believer had to act well during his or her lifetime, and know the rituals in the Book of the Dead, to gain entry into the underworld. If the corpse of the pharaoh, should I say, was properly embellished and entombed, the deceased would accompany the sun god. Sorry, guys, tonight my teeth are no in on his daily ride. And I that's the thing I love about the Egyptians. Now, I actually do have the Book of the Dead, and believe it or not, guys, I'm fascinated by anything Egyptian. Right, I've always been fascinated by a young age, and I found these books, and it was great because it was ancient Egyptian magic. It was like learning hieroglyphs, and I've got the Book of the Dead there. So I'm pretty interested in their way of life. I mean, you look at another afterlife conception, is Hindu and Buddhist. They believe about reincarnation either as animals or as humans. Followers of both traditions interpret events in our current life as consequences of actions taken in previous lives. Some traditions believe in personal reincarnation, whereas others believe that the energy of one's soul is recycled into another living things as they're born, which makes me think, see, when I seen this, it made me think about obviously transplants. When people, and I will cover it at some time, is when people get transplants of somebody else's body parts. Now they're said to believe that
They'll
they
take on the
take,
characteristics
they take it, or they start doing things that
they
they
never did
maybe
before.
wouldn't have done before.
Exactly.
So it's kind of those ones. Obviously, those who practice spiritualism believe in the possibility of communicating between the living and the dead. Some societies distinguish between the ghost, which travels to the land of the the dead, and a different part of the spirit, which reincarnates. The ghost part of spirit is thought to be strong 3 or 4 days after death, and therefore various rituals are performed to discourage the ghost from returning to haunt the living. So I discovered that. Right, I'm going to quickly go into comments again. Hi, Mark. Mark says if I could get it up. Oh, I don't want to see Mark's comment. Hi, and a friend of mine who doesn't follow Islam, but he says the jinn are very helpful when they want to be and so respected. Hi, Nicola. Sorry, he's an ex-Muslim. Hi, Iron Fire Horse. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Fields. You are a gentleman.
Hi,
But
Gary.
it just shows you, really, guys, what people's different conceptions of the paranormal is. I mean, Robert had obviously that experience where people don't want to talk about it. People, I mean, don't get me wrong, there is some churches who are now quite
Open to it.
Yeah, she's froze
more
again.
open to the fact of paranormal. But I froze again. So, guys, I'm back. So there is some churches who, fingers crossed, out to lunch, be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to get you to hold up that sign every minute. It's like, wait a minute. But there is different beliefs. So it is a pretty interesting subject.
There's also a lot of people down this way that do a lot of the ghost hunting and paranormal investigations as well, because there's a couple that I follow, Anne and Renata from Frightfully Good. They do a lot of stuff down here, and one of them's just gone off over to Finland to experience the Northern Lights and freeze her butt off.
Oh.
So it's just Renata at the moment down here. But yeah, there's a lot of people down this way that do that sort of thing. Like as I said, I do what I can when I can about the ghost hunting and stuff like that, paranormal investigations. I'm very open to it. Like when I said to Lo last night, my time, the fact that the reason I got into it was I had an experience of an Aboriginal elder in our bathroom. When I was age 4, and that was like, okay, did we just see that? Because he was there 1 second, gone the next, and it was like, do we call somebody? Because where he was on the upstairs part, and back then there was no house because that house was built for us, so there was no one else that could have died in that house. That would have been the reason for it, but. So that sort of got me thinking about it, and it wasn't until just recently, like a few years back, that I said that we realised that a couple of months after seeing him, I'd seen a pantomime of Australian animals going past the parents' bed in their room. And I think it was there because I had been ill and they were trying to make me happy and entertained. So because the Aboriginal elder, I believe, got some of his mates in to do that, because that's what they do. They pantomime the animals, and that's how they teach their young, like the Aboriginals. So
it's interesting, very interesting, yeah. This might be a stupid question. I don't know.
There are no stupid questions.
That's okay. Right, Aboriginals. What religion do most Aboriginals who stay in their communities follow?
They have their own beliefs of the dream time. Right. And that's I'm not too sure if they use anything to get to the state of dream time, but if they do, I want some.
But look at some of the Buddhists, right, in Tibet there, who believe in sky burial. For anybody who doesn't know what sky burial is, it's Buddhists who believe in the value of sending their loved ones' souls towards heaven. In this ritual, bodies are left outside, often cut into pieces for birds or other animals to devour. Serves the due purpose of eliminating the now empty vessel of the body and allowing the soul to depart, while also embracing the circle of life and giving substance to animals.
Does that happen also with the Red Indian?
I'm sure with the Red Indian it's pretty much the same. Iron Firehorse says, I love this sky burial idea. It's too rocky to bury the bodies in Tibet. Well, I certainly wouldn't be put under some rocks. I said I want to go to the big bad fire for all my naughtiness. That's what
I want to go up in our local park, right? Listen to this. There's a place up there I want to go, and I've said to them there, right, I want to go this place when I go. Well, you can't, Lynn. It's not, it's what is it? Consummated ground. I said, well, they've buried 3 dead nuns up here in unconsecrated ground. So why can't I go? No, you can't. So my kids have said, if you think we're dragging the coffin through the woods, right, and burying it where you want to go. You can run and go. Because I don't want to be burnt. I want to be buried. But I'm sort of coming round a bit now because I want a bit up there, I want a bit over there, and a bit over there. You know, I want to
go like William Wallace. Bit here, bit there, bit
there. Well, Iron Fire Horse says a special guy chops you up and the vultures eat them. The circle of life. Well, see, be honest. If I was ate by a vulture, right? Honestly, this is what goes through my mind. If I was ate by a vulture, I don't think it would taste good.
Why not?
It's like, well, what if I've not had a... What if I've not washed my body? Now, I'm very OCD. You're going to piss yourself laughing, but this worries me, right? I don't want to be dead and not getting washed. I want to get washed in the body spray one. I couldn't. Right, I really shouldn't give a shit because I would be dead anyway. So really, who gives a shit? But they better put some makeup on me and you listen. I want to be dressed to the hilt if I'm going to go and meet the big guy up the stairs.
Yeah.
But what if we get up there, right? This is me being serious, right? What if we got up there and we discover there's no big guy in the sky and it's just, I better not say that, I'm supposed to be doing a serious show. But what happens if I get up there to the big guy and he's not there and it just turns out that you're going through a portal to another world?
Make the most of it. Go with the flow.
See if I met all you guys in a different world, I'd be fucking happy. Iron Firehorse says, fun fact, storks, which represents birth, are part of the same family of birds as the vultures that represents death.
Yeah.
Do you know, Iron Fire, I'm sure the storks brought me to the wrong door. I'm sure they took me to the wrong parents.
Well, I was dumped. I was found under a gooseberry bush, so, didn't bring me home, did it?
Do you know, I'll never forget the day that I made my sister cry because I told her she was adopted. It was like one of those ones that you just say you were found in the cabbage patch. Iron Fire says, oops, sounds like the story of my life. Well, guys, here's a water burial. Many cultures, especially in Nordic countries, have embraced water in the rituals of choice for the dead. From laying coffins atop cliffs, facing towards the water, to actually using the water as a burial ground. Some set bodies adrift in death ships, either along a river or sent out into the ocean, giving the bodies back to the gods or places most valued by the people of the area. I don't fancy rocking on a cliff top. Definitely not. Iron Fire says, I definitely got dumped in the wrong doorstep. Can you Robert's killing himself because he can imagine me sitting on this rock, right, in the coffin going tip top. I'd be off of here. I'd fall out.
Everybody's going, hey! Oh, yeah.
That one's on laughing at.
Iron Fire Hostess, my sister used to tell me I was oh baby. Come here and I'll get you. Do you want me to kick her in the shins for you, my darling?
All I can say is, and you're all right with us, girl. You're all right.
Aye, you come into my wee family.
Well, that just proves that you're strong enough to get out of it and survive. So tell her
Definitely. Well, I'm intrigued about. Yes, please kick her hard. I will, honey, especially for you. I'll get a right good kick in the shins.
I can send my metaphorical foot over there and do it.
I'll just get low. She's bigger than me.
I got one foot cut off, so yeah, I can send that over there. And
go. Do you know, right? I have got visions now. to set everybody into the scene, it's a Scottish comedy programme called Still Game, for anyone that's not seen it, right? And all I've got visions of is Winston kicking the fake leg off, and it's smashing through the window, going right down. And that's all I can see right now, and I'm trying not to laugh because I don't want folk thinking, she's a bitch. That guy saying about his false leg and she's sitting there pushing herself laughing.
Yeah.
That's okay. I do that to myself. I'll make jokes about it.
Can I ask you a question, though, Robert? In all fairness,
Yeah.
Can I paint one of your toes with nail varnish and put like black permanent marker, like wee hairs? And I think that would be fun.
On the real foot or the fake foot? When I finally get it.
Iron Fire Horse says, "Bring it on. She deserves it," and she's laughing at us. Definitely laughing at us. But yeah, can you imagine some of the burials? Oh, holy God! Some of the what they do.
With the water burials, that's what the Vikings have been doing for well, since they were around. They'd send the body off in one of the dugouts and do the archer thing and set it on fire, didn't they?
I think that was made for very special people.
Yeah.
The very special people, yeah.
Yeah, they did it though. So sending them off to Valhalla or wherever it was they were going.
Yeah. But it's a romantic kind of, sounds awful, that, doesn't it? You know, I mean, that kind of thing that happens. See, I don't, when I talk about deaths, and we've had quite a few, we've had 5 in my family now since June last year. So we've had quite a few. But it's about celebrating life. I look at it as a celebration. So I don't look at it as a gloomy part. It's great. You can look at what they've achieved, you know, and what they haven't achieved. You make a bit of a joke about it to make it look better than what it is. And it's great because that person's put a mark on this earth, and that will never go. Never go. And because they're living in your memory and it's going forward, and they'll still be there. Yeah.
Enjoying the good parts of their life. Yeah. That's like what they do in New Orleans. They have all the jazz band type things happening when they're burying them, because they'll bring the music out and enjoy the life that they had.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Do you know what I've always said in the most serious note? I wouldn't want anyone to wear black. Like, my favourite colour is purple. But if I would tell people to come in how they feel comfortable, and if they feel comfortable coming in their birthday suit, may so it be. And Robert's like, Jesus Christ, Louise, it's supposed to be a serious show.
Yeah, amethyst, purple.
I love amethyst. Do you know? I
got asked to come to a funeral. A cousin of mine years ago, maybe 15 years ago now. Only a young guy, and we were both into heavy metal. So when he died, he was only about 30 something. Anyway, my cousins, they said, right, we want everybody to come with Iron Maiden t-shirts on. So we turned up at the funeral. I was the only one.
Yeah, well, when Mum died, she wanted everyone to come with not in black and be like that, all mournful and stuff. Yeah, so I went out and got myself a purplish tropical design sort of shirt to wear, and so I wore that.
Wait. Iron Fire Horse says, "Oh Lord, now I have the visual of a Catholic funeral with everyone naked." The funeral idea too. Do you know what? See if everyone went into that naked. All fair play to them. All fair play to them. That's what I say. It's like, I would encourage that sort of behaviour. Well, depends on who's coming, because there's some things that you want to see in life, but there's some things that you don't want to see that's unseen. So,
but would that include the preacher doing the ceremony as well? Would he have to be naked as well?
Only Iron Fire Horses, Jesus, what are you doing to me? I'm trying to corrupt you. So, see if we look at South Koreans, right? They've got quite a different way. They've got the ashes to death beads. While countless burial traditions around the world include being cremated, thank you. Yeah. He's naked in my visual, can't unsee it. Go and wash your eyes. Just don't use bleach. That's like
the wine, isn't it?
Don't use bleach. It stings. So South Koreans have taken it a step further by turning the ashes of the deceased into beads. These beads have a bit of shine to them and come in an array of colours from pink or black to turquoise. Placed inside glass vases or even opened in dishes, the beads can take... I'm trying not to laugh at this because I've just... See you, Iron Fire Horse, you've just put me off because I just had visions when I was talking about beads there. Can then take centre stage inside a home. A more direct choice than a conventional urn. In a country where space is at a premium, it's becoming the only realistic choice for burying the dead. Getting something beautiful out of the process gives loved ones a new tradition. I suppose ashes to death beads would be good, but Iron Fire Horses just put me off with an image, but I had a different sort of image, but we'll talk about that one.
With that, what they do with that, what they're making out of the ashes. Well, you think about what they do now, right? And I don't know about other countries, but I know they do it in Britain. And what they do is, if you've been cremated, a lot of people receive the ashes and then they put it into like necklaces or rings.
See, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do with my gran. I wanted her ashes so I could put it into a ring, because I'd seen something online that basically it's like a ring that gets made for you, and what they do is they open the back of it, they take it out, put in some ashes, and then they'll put it together and they'll screw it back in. It's brilliant. Iron Fire Horse says, I'm sorry, you're killing me with that image. and like
I was making a joke a couple of weeks back, or about a couple of months back actually, to another show about the ashes and putting the ashes into one of those hourglasses so that at least you can still play with the family in games night. And I was making a joke about it, and they actually found that they can do that. Yeah. So they can put them into the hourglasses, and you can watch grandma or granddad trickle down into the bottom.
But you'll be saying to the hourglass, that's the fastest I've ever seen you move. Because of how fast they'll be coming through. Iron Fire Horse said, I saw an ad for turning dead pets into gems and wondered if they could do it with humans. It's quite possible.
I've seen that being done with turning them into diamonds. Like they'll get those man-made diamonds and they'll add the ashes into them.
Wow!
Because
what a good idea!
I've looked at that sort of thing.
That's new meaning, doesn't it, to being a little diamond? Yeah.
Being the diamond in the rough, I would be the shite in the ground.
That is if they don't put you in the water.
I can't fucking swim. There's no point in putting me in the water.
I don't think it would matter at that point in time.
Honest to God, I'd be fearing in case I get ate by a shark. But
Is that
here's
Nick
the thing, see.
by vultures?
Well, yeah, I toss up here vultures, sharks. What one scares me more?
Now that's a scary thought, sharks, isn't it? Sharks.
So I'm about to be eaten by
Hi,
a
love.
crocodile.
How you doing? Hey, Josh. But do you know what I find quite interesting is people who get taken down to morgue pronounced dead and then they come alive again, or people who have been put into coffins that are pronounced dead and
And
they
they
come
come
alive
alive.
at funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, right? This is a funny story. When my papa died, I read many stories that were like that, right? They seemed to be coincidental. It was happening quite a lot around the time that my papa died. And when I went to see my papa in the coffin,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to see him in the coffin, I said, "You old bastard, you better not jump out at me." I said, "You better not." And it's just one of the things that, how would you react if somebody was pronounced dead and the next time they went boom and they were alive? I think I would faint. I don't know about you guys. I would faint.
It happened, something like that happened to us, right? So when my mum died, I was with her on my own when she died.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, my eldest sister came along and we went up to the hospital and she wanted to see me mum because she was still in the hospital. So we went in. We had to get the certificate before we got the death certificate from get it registered. So
Yeah.
we went along and he brought her into the room and she looked just the same as she was. You know, she would do, obviously, with a little carnation, and she looked very nice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her and my eldest sister didn't always get on. They were always arguing about one thing or another. Anyway, Yvonne went, oh, ma'am. So she went over to her and she went to give her a kiss on her head. My mum's eye opened, right?
Holy Jesus, mother of baby.
And then the trolley shifted to the other side of the room. She said, look, she still won't bloody leave me alone, will she?
But that just shows you, right? When we look at obviously the dead, right, and some of the things that they still show as signs. And I think your mother was trying to say, "I want out of this fucking coffin."
Yeah.
Like, help me.
Yeah.
Iron Fire Horse is like, oh my god. But I think there was a case, Robert, don't quote me. I think it was Australia, and it was a guy that got put down into a morgue.
Yeah.
And when they pulled him, I shouldn't laugh. When they pulled him out, the zip was down, and the guy, whoever did it, knew that they had put it up.
All the way up.
And apparently he was alive, but he actually died in the freezer. He died I think it was a heart attack or an aspiration. Hey, Pickle Tom, get your
Hey, Tom.
get your arse on here.
Yeah,
Just
I've
to
had to
whisper
fill in for
to
you,
people.
Tom.
I know. Robert is our new sex symbol tonight, Tom. So you're a.
Yeah,
He's
well,
like
when my mother died, she was wanting to die in the house that she owned.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the sister took her out to her place and she died out there. And about a week later, I can't remember what I was doing, but yeah, I heard back
okay,
from
sweetheart.
her that somebody had been out there and had opened up every single door and window in her house, in the sister's house. And the way I see it, when the ghosts want to leave out of their body, that's what they'll do. They need a way to get out. And
totally agree.
I'm thinking that it was Mum saying, I didn't want to die here. I wanted to die at my house. So she left everything open.
Yeah. Do you know?
Go
sorry,
on,
when you go on.
Well, here's something that happened maybe.
I'm sorry tonight, guys. We're talking about death.
Yeah. Right. Something happened. We had a death in the family about 3.5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago. Remember me telling you
Yeah.
that there was a lot of spiritual activity in my bedroom. And I was watching, it wasn't just one, it was several, and it was going on for a couple of days, this was. And then one day, I was making this little snowman. And I do a lot of crafting. And I went to get something, and all the paper was being thrown around my room. My teddies got thrown round. These little goggly eyes exploded everywhere. Everything I went to get, it just shifted. And it went on like that. And we thought there was some kind of electrical energy because the sky, we'd had a lot of rain and storms and stuff. And you said you've had some strange, but it was weird because the next day this person died. And it was like there was bad blood. And it was like they'd come in and they were trying to scream at me and just warn me that this was happening. And it remember me telling you about that, Lo?
Yeah, I do. Do you know what? When my papa passed, I sensed him a lot in my grand's house because I was watching Porridge. For anybody that doesn't know, Porridge was an old comedy from about the 80s. About the 80s, about the 70s, 80s, aye. And my papa loved it. My papa loved anything to do with Ronnie Barker. And we used to watch it together. So I was watching it because I just love it. I think it's really good. And I was watching it, and you know that way where I could sense that my papa was standing behind me, watching it with me. And there was a lot of, you know that way where you just do your senses and you look back and you think, there's somebody standing with me, watching it with me. And it just shows you that they just never leave. Like, my papa never left that house. And if I had to guess where my gran would be, I would be there. It would be that house. Because they lived in it for years. Absolutely years. And as I said, it's different. It's good to look at the different cultures' beliefs.
Yes.
I mean, to how they're thing, because really, see, I would be curious to go out with these people and see, like, they're different. No using equipment. Forget equipment, right?
Yeah.
Equipment.
Your own senses,
like your own senses and how they would conduct. Like, if you look at Native Indians and how they used to communicate with the smoke and with the
peyote
thing,
and stuff like that.
then just things like that to try. And even people, believe it or not, it's a well-known thing, is that people use the stars as well. Even the stars are used for direction. It's amazing, like the different. The only sad reality I find with different cultures' beliefs, and this is just my personal opinion, right? And each to their own. I just wish they were just that wee bit open-minded, because there is a lot of people who, hey Kate,
Hi Katie.
There is a lot of people who use America. Going to use America, for example. Since Tom's not here, I'll just use America. Ha ha ha. So, in some American places, they're very open to paranormal. You've got the base. On this side, you've got people who love the paranormal in America, who go crazy, who go out ghost hunting, and that's brilliant. But there's still certain parts of America that isn't accepting to paranormal. Now, there was this lady will remain anonymous, but from my understanding, she couldn't really meet people in her hometown because her town was still not accepting of paranormal.
Yeah.
Now, there is countries like that, like Italy, say if you're a devoted Roman Catholic, there's no such thing as paranormal, as
No.
one of those guys were saying earlier on. But I guess more in the 21st century, when it comes to Christianity, they're more open. They're more asking questions. You look at the Bible, this is what I don't get, right, for the whole thing with God, right? Is how many times in the Bible is the Holy Spirit mentioned? And you think with that they would be a lot more open to paranormal, because if you think about it, we deal with a lot of spirits, we really do, but they just don't seem to be, and it's a sad situation, especially if somebody who's got such an interest in the subject can't embrace it properly because they're ashamed of. Now, there's people that I've met who use false names on Facebook because they believe in the paranormal and they just can't speak to people who
they can't be associated with it because it'll bring their karma down or whatever it is. And they'll be ostracized.
Yes.
Oh god, there's a lot of people that I've met that won't even tell their jobs what they do, right? And I went out with an ex-team and we were meeting people who had been at an event that I wasn't at because I wasn't well that night. And one of them I found so rude. I just, it mind bogged me because I thought, why are you here?
Exactly.
She was a mental health nurse.
Professional nurse,
A professional, and her attitude was, I don't want to be on camera, which is fair enough. You don't want to be on camera, that's fine. That's because I don't want people that I work with seeing me. Because if you think about it, when people, I suppose she did have a point, but it's the way that she put it across that I found a bit annoying. Because her attitude was, I tell people for a living that they're basically it's not real, their voices and everything else and blah 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 blah. And here's me out ghost hunting, and I just thought to myself, why here then? Why if you believe in it so strongly that the fact that your job you have to tell people that voices are not real or hallucinations ain't real, then if you believe in it, why are you here? Why have you got that attitude of, well, I don't want to be seen? At the end of the day, I see what she's saying because she's got to obviously do that for a living.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of mind boggling, as in you're saying this, but you're doing this sort of thing. But then again, I always have this question when people say about hallucinations and about voices in the head. Should I let that big handsome devil on? Should I?
Nah, let him wait.
Do you know what? Don't tell him, but I think I'm in love with him. But don't tell him, folks, right? This is between us. Don't tell this man.
That actually reminds me of when we were up in far north of Queensland.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
We were.
I didn't realize my camera turned on.
Oh, do you know what, guys? This is what I'm going to do. Me and Lynn are on a double date. I'm with Tom. And Lynn and Robert.
It's Robert.
Thank you very much.
Up in the small town called Babinda in the far north of Queensland, I was doing a walkthrough of one of the graveyards on the side of the highway, and I'd actually used the facilities, which is halfway up the hill, and I was walking back down towards the car, and I was going through the graves, being respectful. I wasn't stepping on them or anything like that. I was just going through them, and I was talking out loud like I do sometimes when I'm at a cemetery, and I was saying, I'll come back with an audio recorder for anybody that might want to say anything. And off to my right, which was a clearing, no one could be seen, I hear clear as day, "Ha, yeah, right." And there was like a teenager's sort of voice, a girl's probably about between 17 to 19 years old. And just that out of nowhere. So if I was hearing voices, then that's what I heard.
Tom, you big handsome devil, you. What? He's like, you talking to me? What? I'm looking at you. No. Ian? Oh!
There you go. There he goes. I knew he couldn't resist putting his cock up.
That's right.
See? If that's the sound of what it makes, oh my God, I'd be worried.
Wow, there'd be no quiet times, that's for sure.
Do you know, Tom? I was trying to do a really good serious show, and you come in like a wrecking ball, and you just screw my show over every bloody time.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Tom Lee Cyrus.
Tom, right? And all you hear is
See, when I die, that's one of the sounds people are going to hear when I haunt them. That, and I'm gonna go behind. If there's a crowd of people, I'm gonna go behind somebody, make a fart sound.
Yep.
Do you know what it would be great today, right? Is I would love to be that one that goes around and tickles people's feet, like just see when they're sleeping, just wake them up with get a fairy dust.
Of course, I do all the normal stuff too, just to mess with people. Like they put down a drink over here, now it's all of a sudden over there.
Yeah.
Like, wait. You know.
Tom, didn't you tell me that you had a lot of ghostly experiences with your beer? That it seems to just
somebody drinks it. Every time I bring a beer up, like right now, this
evaporates.
On. I just brought this up. See?
My God.
That's what it is.
Right. Hold on.
It's you, isn't it?
Oh, all right. I'm for lunch. Be back in 2. What you like? Tom, what's your thoughts on different cultures' beliefs in the paranormal?
Well, I don't really know a lot of the other cultures because I've been so blasted with the with like even just say the American culture of the paranormal. I mean, it's a mixed hodgepodge of whether or not people believe it, they don't believe it, they want to believe it, they I mean, like I'm somewhere in the middle there, you know what I mean? Like only because I've never seen anything. I've heard things. I can explain that easily away because I'm crazy, you know.
You're crazy? I would have never said that.
But you know, I mean, like at times I'll be up here. Say I'm in taking a shower, and I know my dad is the only other one home. I get done the shower as I'm drying off. I swear to God, I hear a woman. So I think, oh, my sister must be here or something. I go downstairs and there's nobody. Like, who's just here? Nobody.
Was there somebody? Was there somebody before that maybe that died that maybe wanted to come back and see you in the shower?
Maybe you know, I mean, I've had plenty of friends who's passed away, and you know, I would hate to think it's a relative. I've had a lot more relatives pass away, but you know. But then there'll also be times where I swear to God, I hear him call my name.
Yep.
And I go down and he's sleeping. Or I'll be like, what? And he'll be like, what? Somebody just slammed the door. Did you hear that?
That's because Lynn put up that sign for me.
That's a quick lunch. It must be ramen noodles.
That's the time it takes to cook them, not to eat them.
I am
turned
saying
into a
nothing.
guy that's bald.
Her true face has been revealed.
Right. Can I tell you a story before I go, right, that happened years ago since you have brought that up, right? So, I was away for a caravan holiday with other friends that an ex-best friend and other pals that I haven't seen for years. And one of the pals was into me, right? And I kept saying no, just definitely no. And we went to this pub, and obviously I met somebody there. I was talking away to them, and I thought, actually, they fancy you. And we sat and we were getting on. So, like Glenn, I says, "Give 2 minutes, I'll be back. I'm just going to the bathroom." So comes back for the bathroom, guy's gone. I'm looking about myself like, where is he? So this guy that wanted me was sitting there laughing, and I'm like looking at him and looking around about me, and I said, "Where was the guy that was here 2 minutes ago?" He said, "Well, I didn't like the look of him, so I told him that you used to be a man called Dave." He says, I turned around and I asked him how the 2 years were getting on, and he said that obviously you were getting on well and he quite fancied you and everything. He says, and I just went, "Oh, did she no tell you about the operation that she had?" And he went, "What operation?" And he then decided to proceed to say that I used to be a man called Dave and I had a sex change.
Everything but the bottom.
Yep. Apparently so.
And
so
man,
when he said, yep. So there,
we used to call her tripod.
That's my secret. I used to be a man called Dave.
There you go. And just so you know that here in the States, when somebody's getting it on, it doesn't mean the same thing that you're like, we're talking and getting it on. It's when you say that in the States, that means you
having. Yeah,
I almost said the F word. It's you were doing it.
Listen, that's what we say in the UK. We say
I know. I'm letting you know. So for future reference, when you have an American on and maybe they don't know you, or maybe they don't know somebody from the UK well enough to know that that's a phrase there.
And they have
Do you know that's what I love? That's what I love about the English language, because what it means in the UK might be different to the States, different to Australia. And do you know what I love about it is, though there's a downside to it, because you've got to kind of watch what you're phrasing, because obviously what I might say might offend some American.
Well, and like little differences like this thing. This is a cigarette. Not that other word.
We would touch that with
and you smoke them. You don't blow them.
Yep.
No.
They used to have candy down here with those sort of things, and they'd call them that as well. The
candy.
G.
Hey, do you know what? I have heard so many different terms for different things across the world that it makes me giggle, because what it might mean for me might mean different to you, and that's what makes me laugh. But you do have to watch, maybe no back then, because if you watch a lot of the old comedies and what they had they got away with. You couldn't get away with now.
No,
You
No,
couldn't get
no,
away
people
with
are
now.
too sensitive now, and I mean, even just like shows here. I was just looking at something about this earlier today. Like, say you go back to the 70s and 80s here in the States, and we had shows, and I know a lot of the shows that we had were based off of UK shows and stuff like that. But we had like All in the Family, the Jeffersons, Sanford and Son. Like some of the things that were said on these shows then would never fly now.
They never
no.
get past the censors.
Do you know what really gets me? Is there's a lot of old comedies that I love. I love the old comedies more than I like the new stuff. So things like Porridge, things like Fawlty Towers, Mr. Bean, blah blah blah, right?
The young one.
Now take the young ones. I fucking love. I love the young ones.
I watched that for a little while.
Rising down.
A rising damp, things like that, right? So I'm going to take out of all that. I'm going to take Fawlty Towers, right? Now, Fawlty Towers did a scene where Basil gets a concussion for a deer falling on his head, and he thinks that he's German. So he's like, talking about the war. Don't mention the war. And then all of a sudden, he did the Hitler walk.
Yeah.
And that,
You stepping.
honestly, it was funny. That would never fly in the 21st century.
No.
And the best is people are protesting to get the Ronald Dahl books changed, get the old comedies changed, like that Hitler walk. They want to cut that out. There's other parts of comedy that they want to destroy, and I just think, oh my fucking god, it's like get a grip.
Like this, right? They want to change it, but it doesn't get played anymore unless you get it on DVD, right? It should stay because it's part of the history of that era of how we moved on. It's like saying, "Oh, you building the pyramid. Oh, you can't mention that because it might upset somebody."
Somebody hates pointy things.
Yeah, silly. It's silly, really.
Yeah. But there were a crap ton, I'll even say a shit ton of shows and stuff that did start in the UK that we remade here, and sometimes we did it okay, sometimes we failed miserably, but there's one show, one series that I know that we did better, and that was Shameless, because William H. Macy as Frank Gallagher.
Yeah.
Huh? No. William H. Macy, he is the only Frank Gallagher. The other dude, I forget his name off the top of my head. I gave it a shot. I watched the entire first season of the original Shameless. I was like, I can't. No.
Do you want to go over Marie tonight?
Huh?
That's not somebody's plan. I said, do you want to go over Marie tonight for insulting Shameless?
Well, listen. I mean, everybody else. Well, Fiona.
Has anybody ever seen Tom Speechless? That's fucking classic.
The Fiona we had was better too, I think, because she embodied more of the sluttiness that is Fiona.
Yeah.
And then did the changeover as the show went on before she left the show. But I think we went further with the show than what it did in the UK. I think it stopped long before ours did, so they had to just fly by the seat of their pants, kind of thing.
Really,
like when they killed Frank and all that. That was ridiculous. But I mean, he's floating around on a bar stool, in the sky. It's like, what the hell? But like, I mean, all the other characters, like, I mean, I love them on the show, but they could be interchangeable. So I didn't mind the other characters on there, and they did do some twists on some things in the story and all that was different here, because I mean they had to make it more like here. I mean, that took place in Chicago too, didn't it?
Iron Fire Horses. Don't think I saw either been in Canada. Can I just say, right? I was only winding you up, Tom. I've never watched Shameless American style. I was.
Did you watch the original?
Oh, one episode, one or two episodes.
Oh,
It's
I,
it's
brilliant.
a
I
great
just like
show.
I just like to be a wind up merchant. You know me. I like to wind you up to
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
It was
Don't think it.
filmed in Chicago,
And-
so it was
and
filmed in
she's-
Nick's town.
And
Nick
she's
and Don.
hiding the whole series behind her.
Yeah, right.
That time, I don't want you to see it. Iron Fire. I know I'm a big wind up merchant. But think of the generation of the elderly who can come up out with some words that you just like. You say to yourself, "Oh, you don't get to say that anymore."
Mm.
And but you've got to realise that's their generation,
Yeah.
and that's how they were brought up. You can't change how. Oh, hiya, Joe. How you
What's up,
doing,
Joe?
love? You can't change their thoughts. It's
Came out
it's
loud,
like
though.
us. It's it's like us in the 21st century and the things that we say. And saying about 10 years of time again,
Oh, I
people
shut-
get offended with everything. That's my mother still says, "Keep your pecker up."
Well, hey,
Do you
you
know?
know.
Funny enough, I said that the other day. Iron Fire Horse. Oh, me, ow. She, she's like,
Good on her.
she's like 86 on herself. Well, Iron Fire Horse. If your mum's 86, what age does that make you? Because
Well-
here's the thing, right? I've never met Noreen and I've never met Iron Fire Horse, and you build quite a image up in your head of somebody when you
They
talk to
could've-
these people and you don't know what they look like.
They
So
could have had
I
kids late in life, you know. I mean, it's I'm gonna put Iron Fire Horse in my age range, somewhere between 48 to 54.
Do you know what? I don't think so, because I think Iron Fire Horse I've always visualised being either my age or early 40s.
Well,
So
not if they got
I
an
would be
86-year-old mom. Older. Ha.
Yeah.
older. No
So, all right.
way. Shut up, Iron Fire
you're
Horse.
in your late 40s or your late 50s.
Yeah, somewhere between 50 and 60, I'd say.
I said to Will, but always laugh.
That makes sense because I'm about to turn 50 and my mom and dad, well, my dad is 76. My mom will be in a couple months.
Mm.
So
You're about to turn 50.
and I'm the baby. You know, I have two older sisters.
Oh,
Late
late
50s. There you
50s.
go.
I knew that. See, I always visualised Iron Fire Horse being my age, and I'm 36, 37 this year. And I thought maybe
Can't
it
believe I'm
but
50. Blows my
I
mind.
thought it's okay if you go. Tom, can I just say something to you? If you go through a midlife crisis, call me.
Well, I mean, I would think, you know what? If 50 is midlife, then that's not bad because that means I'll make it to 100. And my plan is to make it as close to 200 as I can. Now, between the smoking and the drinking, that's probably not going to happen. But maybe the drinking and eating all the pickles will preserve. You know,
Well, this is very true. Iron Fire says I'm immature, according to my mum. I don't believe that, sweetheart. I really, really don't believe that. But no, it's not as how the world's going, and it's only going to get worse. So I wouldn't like to be here 10 years and see what it's like then.
just think in 10 years from now, you still will not be as old as I am right now.
Oh no, I'll still be saying the same thing. Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make my 65th to 70th year my midlife crisis. That way I'll at least get to 140.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
130.
And in that case, then I'll be sitting beside you going, "Hi, Tom. I'm not through the other screen anymore."
I mean, I
Laura
want to be
said,
that guy that people go, how the hell is he still alive? What the
exactly. Laura said,
I'm,
"Hey, beautiful Willow, you've been a fantastic friend these last few weeks. Thank you. And huge hugs to everybody in the panel. Thank you very much, sweetheart. I'm thinking of you today. Big huge cuddles back to you. Iron Fire says, I'm silly and laugh a lot. She really anally retentive though. But
Whoa. Too much info, man. We don't want needed to know what goes on in your family. I mean, I'm just saying.
There are pills for that, Iron. There are pills to extract the the retentive stuff.
well,
yeah, they call it a enema or
Noreen says Tom's scared now in case you put him in the dungeon. He's got a special dungeon.
I've been in there.
As far as
I have my own wing down there. That is...
He's the one who has to oil all the leather.
he likes his spandex. Iron Fire says, don't blame you. Well, do you know what, guys? I can't even show that show off tonight. Oh, poor Mary. Oh. No, I prefer him being on the north wing. And I'll be on the south wing. Tom, are you wearing glasses? Let me see them.
They're reading glasses. They're from a drugstore. They're not like prescription, but I need them.
Right. I bet you see when Tom sees me, he's like, she's a good looker without the specs on, with the specs on. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ.
I can't see anything. I can only see what's right in front of me. Like that's too far away. I need to take them off. And then
how many fingers am I holding up, Tom?
23.
I think you've been drinking too much of the beer, Tom.
Nah, I've only had 1 1/4.
Half. Mm.
Literally, I came home, I got up here, I turned the computer on, I changed into my lounging gear, and then I came in and
lounging gear.
Yeah, well, my shorts and my crappy hoodie, you know.
Yeah.
Like Noreen says, I thought when I heard you say SP, you were going to say spanking. Well, Noreen, what happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon, my darling.
That's why it's not proof.
She's got a whole mechanical apparatus just for that. It's in the main lobby of the dungeon. When you first go down, it's like right there because there's like a bunch of. It's like it looks like exercise equipment, but it's not. And there's like a big barrel of KY jelly in the center of the room. You don't even know. And it's not like
those other things that go
like cobblestone and stuff like that. You know, it's like, you know, nice, you know, shiny bricks and stuff like that, and you know, wax floors. I mean, she has a whole crew that takes care of it really well.
Tom, when Tom reached the dungeon, he said, "Oh, you have a nice swing." I said, "Well, sit in it and I'll show you what it does."
But now the wing that I have, that's all made out of like, you know, sticks and mud. And so it's still new, you know. We just built it not that long ago, so the crew hasn't had the opportunity to go and make it like updated yet. Do you know why? I am going to write a book because everybody who describes my dungeon always has a different story, and the title of my book is going to be Lois's. Tom is really into it. He is really into it. He tells me bedtime stories, and this is the sort of shit he writes to me.
Do tell.
What's fun to tell?
You never kiss and tell in a show. Never kiss and tell. Oh, Tom, you kill me every time you come on the show. You just have this effect that you corrupt me. You've absolutely corrupted me.
I've been told I have a unique presence.
You do?
Wait, do you know how you catch a unique rabbit?
Unique up on him?
Yay, he got it.
See, I told you, our minds are the same.
See, that you have this presence that, Wow.
I'm just me. I am who I am.
When
That's all what I am.
that's all dark. But we'll go another 15 minutes, guys, because next up is Joe and Joe's show after
Joe's
mine.
doing a show?
Yeah, he's doing a show. Is he?
He doesn't
got a
do it
show
every
for?
week.
Oh, does he not?
No, Joe, are you still in the chat? I doubt it if you're doing a show, but
Are you trying to get me into trouble, Mr. Nally?
no,
Because if you
I'm
are,
just I know
I
he hasn't
love
been
the
doing his
idea.
show. He hasn't been doing his show every week. The last time he did his show was like a couple weeks ago or something like that, when he did like the wrap up of everybody that we lost in 2024, and it was like me, him, and Robert. I think it was there. I think it was the three of us, wasn't it?
Might have been Tom. I don't think I
am
there.
Tom.
No, Nick, I think.
Two totally different people, by the way.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I thought it was you. I thought it was the three of us because Nick wasn't around. Because we were talking about all the people that died in 2024.
Geez, do you know what, guys? Every year it gets harder and harder because all the celebrities that you've ever loved have passed away, and I think last year was quite hard hitting with some of them.
I know one way I can find out.
And then who's going to replace them that are actually good? Because most of the actors these days, they're...
this year starting, they're...
we just lose another one. Did Bob Euchre just pass away? What the... Jesus Christ. I just went to Joe's page because I'm trying to find the last... Yeah. It was January 2nd, Robert. It was me, you, and Joe.
All right.
I thought I was going crazy the way you're looking at me. I'm like, man,
you are losing your marbles. So what's happening?
I never had them.
Well, are you on tomorrow night with me, sweetheart?
I'm gonna try. I mean, I do gotta work tomorrow, and I know you start that show a little earlier than this one, right?
Yeah, it's about 8.
It's a little earlier. Yeah, so I'll try to get here. I might be there on the ass end of it again. But
it's just in case you break my heart again, because you break my heart when you don't turn up at the
well, there's always reasons for it. It's not just because I'm sitting here going, nah, fuck that, I ain't doing it. It's never like that. It's because I'm not here.
I'm only feeling your pity.
How you doing that from up there?
It's a miracle.
She's looking over and down.
It's like, whoa. It's like, whoa. What was I going to say? So what's happening in Tom's world this week?
I don't know. I did put up a new video finally. I went along the Delaware Canal, which runs quite a few miles, but I only did like a little town section of it, and then I did a live feed on it, and then people had me bitching and complaining about a couple other YouTubers, so I went on for about a half hour about that, which is I'm probably going to wind up regretting because now they're never going to do collabs with me, but I don't care.
So you've upset the YouTube area, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. I don't care. They can think what they want about me. I don't care. Other YouTubers, I don't care. I got my own stuff going on there. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a slow growth process, but I'm getting there.
And you got your loyal fans.
Yeah.
I do. When I do my live feed, it's always the same group. I mean, some people maybe new. Like we had some dude, or I don't even know if it was a dude. It could have been a chick that was on there on my last live feed that had alien in their name, and they kept talking about that they made a cake with their name and my name on it, and that they're going to smash it in their face. I said, well, you go right ahead. You do that. I have no idea. I thought it was going to be a troll, but it turned out to not be. So, well, maybe it was kind of, I guess.
I'm going to put in my friend. He is on YouTube as well, and he's a gamer. He does a lot of gaming. and I definitely know that he's going to get back to me for dates. So I was thinking,
I do play a few games. Yeah.
I was thinking of having a sort of like a gamers night.
Yeah.
People who's interested in obviously doing gaming and things like that.
I
Because
mean, you could
what I'm
have the
trying
two
to
of
do,
us on because
yep,
he has oftentimes played golf with us, and I know that you said you downloaded
And
Minecraft
I've
Bedrock.
been learning it. I've been learning
Okay.
it. So I've been digging down, trying to get to the bedrock to be able
I
to
mean,
do
you could play with us
similar
because
to-
we
Yeah.
play in creative mode most times, so you can't
Yeah.
die. Every once in a
Yeah.
while, we
well,
switch to survival, but you'll be
Yeah.
well, I definitely what I'll be doing is all different types because what I want to do this year for the shows is quite different.
Mhm.
Only there you go, guys. There is my friend's YouTube. Guys, please check it out. What I want to do with the shows this year is I want to be quite different and quite unique in what I'm doing. Is
wow.
that I'm not only looking at doing, paranormal, supernatural, crime, other different subjects that we're coming up with. I want to do different subjects like awarenesses. A lot of the awarenesses I want to do. We're starting a ladies' night at the end of the month to show you United and Paranormal with ladies. So I want to do that, see how that goes. But I also want to do things like having like people on who are gamers. I want to have people on who are authors. I want to do people that have. I want to do people. Sorry, brief
You can let
phrase.
your friend know that I have become subscriber number 154.
And I was
I will.
153.
I will, sweetheart. I will. Thanks very much, guys. But I definitely want to be doing different things with the show this year. That because the more I'm getting into the shows, the more that I'm thinking outside the box for every year, doing something different, so that people don't get bored. Oh, how did you find that picture of me? Goodness gracious me!
Wait a minute.
Women in paranormal. Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Is that
It's
the
haunted.
magazine that April Bissett makes?
I have no idea.
Well, I gotta go check that out real quick. I that might be.
Is
I know her.
that
She used to be part of BB3. If
Okay.
it's who I'm thinking of.
I thought you meant there was one of the funny magazines that's in the Vatican.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Oh no,
Well-
never mind.
well,
Hers is
there
called
are pointy hats in here.
hers is called Ghosted, not Haunted. My
Oh,
Ah,
but Noreen is
find it.
asking, when are you doing your next radio show, Lynn?
it'll be in about 3 or 4 weeks, Noreen, but I'll pass you the date as soon as I find out. So what I've got to do is a recording of my next ghost story, and he'll
Oh.
put it on at the end of his show.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll let
definitely.
you know as soon as I can.
And Iron Fire Holidays sounds yummy.
That was to the cake. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus Christ, how did you find the photo of what I'm going to look like in about 30 years' time?
Cackling is optional.
You're a pair of pets. Robert, what's happening with your show, my sweetheart? When is your show back up and running?
I'd like to know that too. When Nikki comes back from when her kid goes back to school, I would imagine, because they're still on public holiday until about the 26th of
Man, where
January.
the hell does she live? I want to be there. If that's a long holiday, man. She's been
She's
away a
down
while.
in Perth, in Western Australia.
Oh,
But ours is the same too. Like ours is
Perth
from
Paranormal. I get it.
from the end of middle of December to about the 26th of January. That's how long
Jesus
our
Christ.
school holidays are on.
Jesus
So-
Christ. Well, what about you, Lynn? When are you doing your next radio? Oh, aye, you've just answered that.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm getting Bible
about 4
dates.
weeks, yeah. But I'll
No
definitely
problem.
get you the date because I've got to
Uh-huh.
finish my story yet. So
Okay.
it'll be a
Well,
continuation from the last story. It'll just flow into the next one.
yep. Well,
As
guys,
stories usually do.
it's coming to the end. But tomorrow night, I shall have, well, maybe I will not have a date because they maybe not be there. Oh, hello. Oh, that's your. If you send me the link, Glenn, I'll put that into the chat.
But that was the last one, so that's what people will be looking at. Things like that.
Ah,
That's where I get dressed up. That's
will-
when I go in the woods.
ooh. But tomorrow night, guys, I shall be looking for a prince to take me to the ball. Because I will be, well, whose balls? That's what I want to know.
The police have had only balls.
Well, you do know what Cinderella said when she got to the ball.
I forgot. See, what chat are you putting the links in? This chat just now, it should be showing you the one that I've just posted, Iron Fire. If it's not, I don't even know how I could send you it. But guys, yes, tomorrow night, me and the team shall be looking at haunted theatres around the world. So we're going to the theatre tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So
It's too witty.
so we'll be in the haunted theatre in the dark. We shall be looking for ghosts. I'm in the things chat, I think. I'll put it in the BB3 chat, but it should still be. Go to BB3 TV and you shall see it there, Iron Firehorse. But yeah, guys, tomorrow night we will be talking about the theatre. On Sunday, I know I haven't been doing my crime show due to connection issues and illness. I haven't been doing it, but I definitely will be on Sunday, and it's back at 6 o'clock AM UK time. I will be talking about Fred and Rose West. Now, I will tell you from the outset, guys, it's going to be a very graphical show. There will be many things that I speak about that you may find upsetting. And what you've got to remember, guys, with what I'm telling you is what everything that's happened. Is it no shown in the multiverse chat? I don't know.
There really is a multiverse? And there's a
There
chat?
there is a multiverse. Woo!
There's another version
guys,
of me somewhere? I gotta meet him. We need to talk.
That's dangerous.
Robert.
Can you actually imagine another Tom, but he's a priest in another life?
No.
I can not shown here either. Right. Do you know what, guys? What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to maybe reshare this, guys, because obviously for whatever reason I can't see it on things apart from being at the top of the screen. But in BBC TV, it's shown me as I've done my show. So I don't know if people's actually seen the show tonight. Well, obviously they must have if we've got comments and there's 5 people watching just now.
The streaming services seem to be having a problem posting to Facebook thing because even with my show, like when I made it like a couple of hours beforehand or an hour and a half beforehand, and it wasn't showing on my Facebook. Although it went live on the Facebook, it didn't show the scheduled thing. So I think Facebook is a little messed up right now, and it might be because Mark Zuckerberg is on a lot of pot I mean, he's growing his hair out long. He's becoming a hippie now, and he just doesn't know what he's doing.
You just leave him alone because he's my pal, right? And we
well, no, this isn't like MySpace where you have to friend the owner, because everybody was friends with Tom on MySpace.
He loves me. That's why he bars me for 3 days for good behaviour. And that's only just sharing. What I do suggest is Iron Fire Horse and anyone. Well, I can only have up to 5,000 friends. But what I'd suggest is if you start following, adding Willow Morgan, you'll find me there, and that's where I put my podcast as well. It's on that profile. So for MD who wants to add Willow Morgan, please, definitely add, and you will see. Noreen says, same here, Tom. More like, right, Iron Fire. You're going to go to the bad fire, you.
That's all right. Zuckerberg can do whatever he wants. I don't need Facebook.
I do, because without Facebook, I would be heartbroken. I would have motion sickness. Oh, Nick, you're an arsehole. I love my Nicky boy, but he just came on in the line. Right, do you know what, guys? Because Nick is just on, I'll stay another half an hour.
Wait, you know what? I'm gonna message Joe, and I'll find out if he's doing this shit.
Well, if he's not doing another show, I suppose I could stay on that wee extra bit. Noreen says, I can only find the show through others sharing if I go into things that never shows been live. Right, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to look at that then. Right, Nicky boy, since you're here, I'm going to pick on you because you're late. An hour and 32 minutes, I'm going to terrorise you. Right.
And he needs a haircut. Look at this guy. Don't you bully Neil. My hair long, by the way. I would.
By the
way, I just came back from the doctor's appointment.
Oh, I know. Sorry, how did you get on, sweetheart?
It went pretty good.
Always a good.
It's kind of difficult to determine exactly what how things ended up going, but I think they just told me as long as I, try to have a better sleep schedule and of course continue losing weight, then I should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're a handsome devil. Don't you listen to Tom with the long hair? He's just jealous.
Was I not talking to you when I had my long? No, I don't. What?
No, I'm used to seeing your hair dead short, but I have had
I grew it out long. It was.
I've seen it.
I just had to prove to myself that I could grow my hair out long and I'd still look the same way I did when I was a teenager. And damned if I didn't do that. I grew it for 2 years. 2 years, I got no haircuts at all. It was it was like this long in the back.
Wow.
Do you know what? I've actually had a look at Tom's pictures, believe it or not.
Was it a mullet?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I can only imagine.
See now, people in my chat, when I did my live feeds, there was a couple of people that used that word because they knew it triggered me. I said, it is not a friggin' mullet. A mullet is short on top and the sides and long in the back.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. My bangs, I could bring down past my chin. Therefore, it was not a mullet.
No, it wasn't.
I can imagine.
Well, I'm glad.
I can imagine you had a mullet.
But the way I brushed it, I guess I could see, because I brushed it the same way I still do. Where I brush it back, I part it in the middle, and then I brush it back again. I did that same thing, so it wasn't just hanging down in the front. But no, the bangs literally came down past my chin. I could touch my Adam's apple with my bangs. So.
Do you know what? I would really love to do. Really, really love to do. Right?
Hang on. Is this gonna get you banned?
Well, I want to show you a picture, guys. Right, and it's my great grandfather Albert.
Einstein?
No, he's not Albert Einstein.
Oh.
It's
He had long hair too. Yeah.
He's my great grandfather. This, don't you take the piss at this photo. You haven't been nice and phony. So this is my great grandfather, Albert. He was a good looking chap, and as you can see, he liked to wear a tie and a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually my sister's wedding, but yeah.
You try to say that. Oh, sorry, it's Tom.
Oh, imagine that.
And then my great grandfather Albert, he had another picture that I really like too, that I like to show off.
God, I don't like that picture at all.
It's the dun specs that does it for me. I'm looking for long hair, Tom, but I can't find a picture of your long hair.
You have to go in. Well, it would have to be over a year ago.
You got to scroll back like the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. I think I cut it. I think I cut it like March.
I guess we'll never find them on YouTube.com/This Is Tom's World.
That's right. Well, you can see videos of me with the long hair there, but you don't see, because you only ever see me for like a few minutes in the beginning of my videos, and then that's it. You hear me after that, but you don't see me.
And I would like to show you guys a secret calendar that I've got. I've got Mr. January, and Mr. January has always been my favourite. And I'll tell you why. Mr. January there, he is my favourite.
You don't have enough flair. You don't have enough flair. You need to put in more flair.
What?
More sparklies. Mm-hmm. More sequins.
That was a throwback to, what the hell was that movie? Office Space. Like the waiter in the restaurant, and Jennifer Aniston worked in the restaurant. So I don't really like to talk about my flair.
Sounds too sparkly.
Sparkly.
I want you to meet Cousin Lurch. Now this is Jesus Christ.
It changed.
Fuck you, because that revealed to his picture it was. This is my younger cousin Jeffrey.
God, that's me.
You need to bring up the one black and white picture that he had as his profile picture. The last one, it looks like a real estate license picture. He's like,
hey, which picture?
Like the last profile picture you had, the one you put up every once in a while.
Oh yeah,
where it's the black and white one. It looks like
it's the ones I use at the beginning and end of the holiday season. Yeah,
it looks like the picture you would see on like a real estate person's business card. Like,
I didn't see it that way. I saw it almost kind of like as if it was like a movie picture or something.
Hi, I'm Nick. I like long walks on the beach, and
when I was 15.
Let's get that. Let's play that picture. That picture that she showed of me was like when I was 15, 16 years old.
Right, I want to show you my mamacita. This is my mamacita. This is my mamacita. You look at mamacita. You see mamacita there? There's mamacita.
Yeah.
That's Kylie Minogue.
That's when I was 15.
I'm just going to say this right now. That picture, I just thought of this, Tom. That picture you were just describing about, like real. I actually had a better idea. I said, no, that's what the most interesting man in the world looked like 50 years ago.
That's right. My name is Nick. I am 21 years old.
I don't know.
I like haunted houses
when I do.
movies.
And I live in a caprice down by the river.
And then finally we have Happy Bird, who doesn't like being photos taken.
No, that's. I mean, that's dead on, man. That looks just
right.
Very much.
Right. let's have some
Can't help
fun.
but notice your
right?
pecker that was in the picture. But
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a big one.
it is a big one. Oh dear. So let's have some fun before we go, guys. Right? What would you put? Right? See if we were all single. What would you put in your dating profile for a giggle?
That's me right now. I'm already.
Pick me
I'm
last.
still
I'll be right
single.
back.
Oh,
So I can already kind of answer that question.
That's a hard one, that isn't it?
Nick would put paranormal investigator wanting spirit to help me. To be fair, if I had to put mine, I would put whack job wanted. Iron Firehorse said, I don't do Facebook. I'm locked out of my Instagram and going to shut down my WhatsApp. Iron Firehorse, I'll just send a message in the bottle for the UK right to Canada. And she's laughing at the mullet. No, all seriousness, if I had to put mine in a dating profile, I'd probably put paranormal investigator wanted. I would try and date somebody in the fields or something because it's so much easier. Can I talk to normal people?
Right.
I'd put unnormal person. Please contact. But does not everybody have that same problem when you find that you're in with people that might not like paranormal hunting, might not believe, it's not in the same things as you. You find it difficult to hold a conversation.
Right.
No, because I'm not into paranormal. I just so I don't have to
As
worry about
soon
it.
as I find out they don't like anything like that, even if you're just chatting.
Well, let's not forget
no.
your situation. You're not into it because someone keeps ringing that bell. You can't concentrate.
I can't
know.
do it. People ring bells.
Sure, I'm into the message in the bottle. I would end up hitting it the wrong way, and it would end up in Philly.
I swear to God, I thought you said butthole, not bottle. I'm like, wait, what is this comment?
This is because you're thinking of anal beads.
Well, it all started with people being anal retentive.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just saying, Mr. Iron Firehorse.
No,
Tom, did you ever listen to that story that I sent you? By the way, that last one.
I didn't listen to the whole thing. Like I clicked on it earlier this morning, but I wasn't awake yet. So,
Nick, was there anal beads in that story?
Thank God, no. And I
just because you said to Tom there about.
I don't think I want to see what that is. I think I'm good.
Well, after the first one you sent me, it wouldn't surprise me if they had one about anal beads. One day Thomas and Henry were out picking anal beads.
Oh no, Thomas and Alfred. That's what
Alfred.
That just sounds. I mean, just thinking about
that's right. I was out there with Batman's butler.
Do you know what, guys?
Audrey went for being a butler for a millionaire.
Do you want to know?
I called him Alfredo.
Do you want to know something, guys? I've had a good career, 4 years in podcasting, and tonight we've blown it up with anal beads.
Yeah, I was going to say, how the hell did we end up talking about anal beads?
She brought them up.
You said about butthole.
Because it sounded like you said butthole when you said butthole.
Butthole.
Right. Do you know what, Tom? I'm going to put you next to me because you just can't behave yourself. I'm just going to have to watch you. Anal bleaching is the thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anal bleaching is
but
I know that one.
But Ironfire, that's only called that they've changed that now to being called changing your ringtone.
Aye, I Fire Horse says someone mentioned butthole, wasn't it me? It was that bloody Tom. He comes on and it just goes.
It was,
Yeah.
Nick,
Because when she said bottle, it smelled. It sounded
back
like
in 2 minutes.
Out to London. That's Lynn's new thing. See, when she needs to go to the toilet, she'll say, "Out for lunch. Be back in 2 minutes." Here's the biggest problem. How you going to know that you're going to be 2 minutes? Because you might have the runs, so that takes a wee bit extra.
you never
might
know, and
might
don't
take you
ever
5
trust
minutes
the
to find
fart.
the medium. Exactly.
Yes, it was Tom. That's why I've put him beside me, Iron Fire Horse, because I just can't trust him to behave himself, so he's got to be near me. So I can have to whip him into shape. Oh wow. 4 years in the business. It's alright, it's fine, I'll survive.
just gone down the drain.
More like down the rabbit. Yes.
I mean, I don't know what part of even my tablet can't take the thing with keep your eyes on him, you're bloody right. I need to feed him. I need to chain myself to him. I mean, I don't know what part of the show fell. The first part or the second part. Oh,
It just went downhill after I got here, I guess.
oh.
That's not surprising with you.
Do you know, I felt like a roller coaster. I was going along good, and then it just tipped like that. Tip, and went whoosh.
See,
But do you know what?
you're just like my parents. I mean, everything was great until you got here.
Honey, do you know what, Tom? Can I just say, honestly, you're the light of my life. I actually have got a big soft spot for you because I just think you're brilliant. So yes, right.
I try.
Nah, Nick, I've got to say something. I'm like one of the people that can have 5 husbands. Except I'm going to get away with that shit. Noreen says, if all else fails, blame Tom.
Always. Everybody does. It's what it's. Hey,
you got to blame the pick. You got to.
Listen, we're not going to start talking about like pickles and don't get me started.
Hey, you're the one who started the fight between Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
I am not going to even ask.
No, it's another reference of Pickle Rick. I mean, Rick and Morty.
Well, it's actually Rick Sanchez. I mean, if you're going to be quoting things, you got to get it right.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
I mean, you should know you got the same last name.
I'm saying nothing, but guys, it has been such a great show. It really, really has. I've enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But if you do feel like making complaints, please don't. I want to be here in another 10 years. But everybody have a good night and stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow when we will be looking at haunted theatres. So get your dressing gowns on and your specs on. We're off to the theatre. See you then, guys. Bye.
Bye.